Hi guys, Grant here again. Chapter 1 out of my book, Surviving and Healing the Addiction, Breaking the Chains and Healing from Addictions. Chapter 1 Signs of an Addiction. Addictions come in many forms. It is important to recognize the signs of addictions to seek out help before the problem becomes too large. Some different types of addictions are caffeine addiction, nicotine addiction, drug addiction, alcohol addictions, gambling addictions. As mentioned above, it's very important to recognize the symptoms of addictions to be able to recognize and treat addiction before it comes too serious. There are several different symptoms. Some vary on the type of addiction, and others are age and gender specific. Here's a look at some of the most common symptoms. Uncontrolled craving and desires. This symptom can be general to all types of addictions. For example, food and drink cravings, gambling cravings. Fatigue. Oftentimes, addictions will result in both physical and mental fatigue, as your body will often be working overtime and not resetting properly. Obsessive thoughts. Can you not get a thought out of your mind? Is it starting to take over and affect the way you think? The change in behavior. Do you suspect that your behavior has changed? Are you moodier or easily frightened or scared? Hyperactivity. Do you seem to be excessively active but not getting a lot done? Do you fidget more than usual? Do you have a problem sitting still for any length of time? These are just a few several signs that can indicate the development or indication of an already existing addiction. If you are experiencing any of these signs and it is unusual for you, I would recommend seeking out further existence either by a medical or mental professional. Be smart with your health and body. You're only given one chance with it. The symptoms of addiction. Addictions are most commonly associated with drug and alcohol addictions. The truth is millions of people suffer from all kinds of addictions. Common addictions are to alcohol, controlled substances, and prescription medicines. Very prominent. Addictions you might not think are addictions are related to compulsive behaviors like gambling, shopping, food, and the internet. An addiction of any type is readily recognized by the fact that it is not a matter of choice. Individuals who are addicts cannot decide to stop abusing, for example, alcohol or a certain drug, or even the behaviors of gambling or shopping. Addictions affect the user, their family, and friends and loved ones. What is an addiction? How does an addiction begin? When does the pattern of behavior become an addiction? Some individuals may be able to use a substance or engage in a behavior periodically over years without becoming addicted. Other individuals are not capable of stopping and do become addicted. Are addictions only in certain social, educational, and ethnic groups? Absolutely not. There is no such thing as a typical addict. The causes of addiction have been studied for several years. Addiction is caused by emotion and substance over behavior, or behavior brings about in the user. The body and the mind become dependent on the feeling and seek to maintain it. There are addiction risk factors that make some people more likely than others to become addicts. Studies show that sometimes addictions can be hereditary. The child of an alcoholic may not grow up to be an alcoholic. However, they may have become addicted to gambling or some of the type of compulsive behavior as some other type of compulsive behavior as an adult. Besides hereditary, individuals who grow up in families with abuse, neglect, and who are impoverished are more likely to become addicts. For most addicts, it is extremely difficult to recognize that what they have associated as simply a habit is an addiction. While every individual is different, some symptoms are prevalent among most addicts and addictions. Symptom 1, unable to meet responsibilities at home, school, or the office. Symptom number 2, continues to use substances or engage in behavior even when it is dangerous. Symptom number 3, the need to increases to engage in behavior or use more of the substance to achieve the same effect or feeling. Symptom number 4, has tried but failed to stop using the substance or end the behavior. Symptom number 5, continues to engage in the behavior or use the substances even when they are aware of the dangers. Answering yes to 3 or more of the above symptoms during 12 months may show that you have a loved one or has an addiction. The first step is treating an addiction is recognizing that it exists. There is no cure for addiction. Treatment and counseling can help an addict to learn how to control their behavior, withstand impulses, and recognize the presence of a problem. But the addict is never cured. Treating addiction can take several years and requires ongoing support from friends, family, and support groups. A 12-step program can be particularly beneficial in treating addiction. One of the most well-known 12-step programs is AA, also known as Alcoholics Anonymous. There are similar programs for all types of addictions. Living with an addiction requires a daily commitment, and there is always a possibility of relapsing. An addict that has been clean for over 20 years can succumb to temptation just as they did decades before. There are several treatment programs and centers that can help with the numerous types of addictions that are prevalent today. Many of them are anonymous. Support groups are also available to help family and friends who experience the effects of addiction on a loved one. The information contained in this article is for educational purposes only and is not intended to medically diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. Always consult a healthcare practitioner before beginning any healthcare program. Well, there you go, everyone. That's chapter 1. I'll do chapter 2 in a while. Thank you. Have a blessed day.